Finally, we have another gym. What's good? It's your boy Rico. Welcome back to another episode of Pokemon Duel, and we finally have another gym. I don't even remember when the last time we had a gym was. And look, there's Aries right over there. I almost called him Rico for some reason. But we're getting the fire gym. Watermon's plus 20. Firemons are plus 1 MP. So before we get into today's episode, we have 3 boosters to open up, and it still seems like, well, I mean, I got 2 purple boosters, so that's actually kind of nice. But let's see if we can pull anything from these boosters. It looks like we're not from the blue one because the blue one is terrible. But at least we have 2 purple ones. At least they're not blue and white. So that's a good thing, right? And, oh, rare. Let's go, Flareon. And this last one. It is going to be... I wonder, has anyone pulled an EX from any boosters besides the Rainbow's boosters? Please let me know in the comments below if you have. All right, so... K-Dub usually makes our deck prep videos, but I don't know where he's been. He made a video like, I'm back, what, like a week ago, a week and a half, 2 weeks ago? He's not back. I haven't seen another video. Kenny, where you at? So I'm going to kind of do a deck prep-ish video, so I want to talk about the mons that are in the gym, the fire, and the water. So we're going to talk about them for a minute because we need to help you be assholes like me. All right, so let's just go. I'm going to show you guys first the deck that I'm going to be running. So this is a deck that I'm going to be running because when it's the gym, you just think of like rush. The mons that get plus 1 MP. You want to use the mons that can basically go through figures. So what I'm going to be rocking is the Blaziken into the Mega Blaziken. Mega Blaziken can go through mons. The Chandelure can go through mons. The Arcanine can go through fire mons. Arcanine is not a bad lead if the opponent goes first and say they bring on like a Combusken. I don't know why they would lead with a Combusken, but that's just an option because then you can go through them the following turn. We also have the Moltres, and we are also rocking the Rotom into the Heat Rotom. I think this is somewhat important if you're going to be running fire decks. Remember, a lot of other people are going to be running fire decks as well, so it might be beneficial for you to have the Rotom into the Heat Rotom. Therefore, their fire mons are going to be negative 30 damage compared to your fire mons. And then we're also going to be bringing the Zoro for the switch. Now let's take a look at fire mons and see what other fire mons are going to be pretty good in the gym. I've been playing in the hall, and I've been seeing a lot of fire mons. I've been seeing a lot of Bowsers. They are going to be 2 MP. They are kind of disgusting to deal with because you can't knock them out via Lucario. So, Ho-Oh is going to be quite prevalent, I believe. The Moltres, we already talked about the Moltres. I actually ran into a couple of Delphox, and Delphox's lower form is kind of like good. Like it has a 2-star Flame Kinesis, which is pretty big, and if it hits that, you move 3 spaces away from the board. Doesn't matter if there's mons in the way. So these guys, you're going to see quite a bit of Entei. They're going to be 4 MP off of the bench. So I think this is the 3rd fire gym that we've had, probably 3rd or 4th. And so we always see lots of Enteis once the gym comes. Charizard, we will be seeing Charizard as well. Mega Charizard, why? Because they can go through figures, so be cautious of that. Combuskins, you're probably going to be seeing a lot about Combuskins because Combuskins will be 3 MP and they're quite annoying to deal with because of the 3-star purple. You'll be running into those assholes who are going to burn you, and I don't mean that offensively. I'm just saying it's really annoying to deal with the burn deck. So that's probably what you're mostly going to see from the fire decks. Now let's take a look at the water. Actually, I have a water deck that I was kind of working on. I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, here is the water deck. Let's go into the water figures as well. Water. So just by looking at my deck, the Greninja is plus 20. It has a whopping 70 spinner. But just to let you guys know, that doesn't mean anything. I mean, look at the Water Shuriken. Even when it's calmed to 10, it's 50. It's 49. Do you want to know how many times I've hit Water Shuriken? Like maybe twice every like 3 matches. Like it's not that good. It's good for gold, and it's actually good for double kills, just like the Decidueye. And he's actually going to be hitting for 180 with the Z move, so keep that in mind. Greninja definitely something to consider. This thing is going to be an absolute monster. The Palkia, it's going to be getting plus 20 damage. It's going to be hitting for 150 and 120. If you have Manaphy, it's hitting for 150 to 180, and it does not get KO'd. This thing might be a monster if you see it on a water deck with Manaphy. I do think that the Milotic is always good because of its blue. Just got to keep it out of the way of people who are going to be using the Z moves. Tapu Fini, you kind of need Tapu Fini. Tapu Fini is a staple. That way you don't necessarily have to have a runner, but it allows you to bring on the water mons through, even if the opponent has your entry points. You guys already know this. And then the Kyogre. The Kyogre is going to be hitting for a whopping 180. His Z move is disgustingly, what, 360? That's absolutely gross. Good goal. Good goal. So let's look at other water mons that you might see. I don't know if anybody's gonna be rocking the Primarina, but it does have the sparkling aria attack, which removes the burn condition from all your Pokemon. Fire type Pokemon on the field, spin those that spin white, gain attack gain weight 3. I don't think you're gonna see that. You might see some Suicunes to come off of the bench to the board to cure the burn, but then again, if you're rocking a water deck, you have a Manaphy, they can't burn you, so you're sitting pretty well. I don't think we'll see the Empoleons. You will see a lot of Keldeos in water decks and rush decks. Keldeo Resolute, so that is definitely something to look for. And I was actually rocking Lucario for a little bit in the hall, and Keldeo destroys Lucario. Well, I wouldn't say destroy, but his Sacred Sword does beat it because it does get plus 20. So it's going to be hitting for 105 or 195, 115. Well, mine would be hitting for 115. I don't know about Blastoise. Possibly Blastoise. You'll probably see a bunch of not gonna say a bunch, but you might see Magikarp and Gyarados into the Mega Gyarados, but other than that, that's probably all you're going to be seeing from the water decks. Now, like I stated earlier, I need to help you beat assholes like me, because when it is the gym, I'm just gonna, use all those figures. I can move through figures, and this is kind of the deck that I created. This is kind of like my free to play-ish deck. So let's take a look at the figures that I have. Whenever we're playing the gym, you always want to consider the Vibrava, the Curlia or Gardevoir, or the Fracture, or anything that can just stop the rush. You're going to want to keep those in mind. Free-to-play players, if you don't have those OP mons that can just move through figures, or if you don't have anything, you need something that can disrupt the rush, especially the Entei. And I was actually just rocking the Curlia, and I needed one more, so that's why I brought in the Fracture. There was too many things rushing me, so I actually had to have two things that could stop it. Brought Lucario because meta Lucario is always good, and Gengar. Mega Gengar is always good when it comes to the gym. Doesn't matter if you go first or if you go second. If you go first, you can take your entry point, and then the opponent has to be defensive unless they cover on that specific side, like 2 steps, not on their entry point, the one above it. Because if they don't, you just Mega Evolve, and it puts an immense amount of pressure on them. We do have the Mew. I think the Mew is going to be good because of all of the Blazikens. All the Blazikens you're going to see, Blazikens and Mega Blazikens, I think Mew is going to be good. And then we are just rocking the Greninja just because it does get the buff, does get the plus 20. And it has a huge gold. So the plate I was actually running on this deck is the Air Balloon, Bright Powder, Max, Long Throw, and 2 double chances. And the balloon, I believe the balloon is situational. I mean, I've actually used a very interesting match. I think I'll show you. I don't remember if I kept the match or not, where I used it on Greninja and changed him from 3 MP to 2 MP. But yeah, so like I said, it's my job to help you guys. So what we did was we used this deck. We didn't use the water deck. We didn't use the fire deck. We used this deck because I think this is what is going to, I'm going to say best, but it's going to somewhat help all of the rush. So I have 2 matches to show you. Let's jump into those matches right now. All right, now this first match, at first glance, the deck does not look that dangerous. I mean, it only has 2 mons that can rush me. It's got the Chandelure and it does have the Blaziken, but it does have these 2 figures. And when you have these 2 figures, the Feebas and the Magikarp, I just think it's too slow. Like, I don't, like, you rely, I wouldn't say you rely on your opponents to attack you, but it's just, I think one is enough. I don't know how I feel about having two of them because you're kind of down two mons that can't really do anything. But they also have the oh damn, is this level like 1? It is level 1. Shit. And the primal Groudon into the normal Groudon. And actually before, like I said, I was testing things out and I was only having just the Curlia. And before the Fracture, I was rocking the Sableye. And Sableye is not that bad. Sableye is actually pretty good. It can actually combat against the Combuskin, since we're going to be seeing a lot of Combuskin, so might consider using Sableye as well. But let's see how this match goes. They're going to open up with the Chandelure. We're going to block it off with the Curlia. And they're going to bring on the Blaziken. We're going to bring up the Mew. And then they're going to rush up with the Groudon. And I make a big mistake here. This was the first game of my night. Okay, I totally forgot. I was like, oh yeah, he's got the Megas, so we're already off to a bad start. There goes our there goes our Sableye. Our Mew is burned, and I'm pretty upset. I was like, wow, I should probably pay attention. So they're going to advance it with the Ho-Oh. We want to protect our Mew with our Greninja. And now we're going to do a little rush of our own. They're going to be defensive and bring on their Feebas. And we're going to Mega here. And I believe we're going to attack this Chandelure. Oh my god, I remember this actually. We attack the Chandelure every time. Okay, so we attack the Chandelure. I guess I already spoiled it. We attack it the entirety of our Mega, and we do not even hit a roll. I feel like Brandon should actually brand you, regardless if you're burned or not. So the last turn of Mega, can we get a KO? No, because I already spoiled it. You guys already know what am I talking about. And like I said, we didn't get a KO there, so I was kind of upset about that. Now the opponent is bringing on the Chandelure. I believe he's trying to come up here, which is fine. So what we're going to do is we're going to start advancing on their side. So now, did I Z move? Yeah, IZ move. We're gonna go after this Ho-Oh because we want to get rid of this thing now, opposed to later when they already have Mons on the PC. We don't want to have its ability bring other Mons on, so let's get rid of this thing first, and we do, and we confused everything. That was a great attack because we got to confuse 3 Mons after that. So my opponent attacks with their Groudon, and because they're confused, they actually decide to take the KO. And we could have got a double kill there. That would have been nice. So the opponent is going to max revive. No, I'm going to max revive here. We're going to bring the Sableye closer, and the reason why we brought the Sableye closer is because I was fearing... oh wait, he already made it. What am I talking about? I attacked this Blaziken again, trying to get the double kill. Okay, so we get the KO on the Blaze, and I know the Chandelure is right behind it. So if the Chandelure gets its purple, that'd be a double kill. We were so close. They were just off. But the reason why I max revived this Sableye here was because I was fearing that my opponent was going to Z move. When you Z move, do you cure all your status? I mean, I know that's what it does for grass. So grass, you might even be seeing some grass decks in this because of the Z moves. Probably not though. But if the Viromon was going to use the Z move, do they fully heal too? So, well, I guess it wouldn't even matter because the entire wheel turns into white. So yeah, that's what I was fearing. I was fearing them attacking my Mew. Although my Mew, like half of the wheel, could have been beat. But anyway, that's why I brought on the Sableye, just to be safe. Oops. So my opponent is going to max revive here. They're going to bring on the Groudon. Let's see. He attacks. Dodge. We win the roll here. Can't remember what happened next. I think we're just being defensive more. He's going to keep attacking me. Oh, and my poor Greninja gets KO'd here. And, oh yeah, and my Mew rolls the miss because of the Precipice Blade. I think that's what it's called. And things are not looking good. And now they're going to X speed here. And they're going to attack my Sableye. And this could be GG boys. But fortunately, they land a dodge. So now we're still not good. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take this opportunity. I'm going to Mega my Lucario. And we're going to go after the Chandelure because it gives me the MP. I can reach it. And it's confused. And it's not level 5, so its will is a gigantic miss. So he lands the attack, and like I said, because he's not level 5, he rolls the miss. And I decide to get rid of the Groudon there, and that, I mean, you could debatable play, kind of, sort of, but not really. I feel like that was the biggest threat, and I knew I had my DC, and I knew this thing's not level 5, so I knew I was going to attack it again, but it could have been bad. They could have somehow rolled the miss into the dodge, and that would have been, well, we would have had another shot. So I don't know. I think that was the best play to do, so I don't know. Let me know in the comments below if you guys disagree. But they're going to bring up the Ho-Oh. We're going to take the entry point with the Curlia. And unfortunately, we lose the roll, but fortunately, we do confuse it. So now we're going to go towards the goal. And because they're lined up, I remember this. This was completely planned. I moved up my Lucario specifically for them to bring on their Blaziken, just so we can go after the double kill. We do land our Water Shuriken. There's one purple. Now all we got to do is hope Blaziken hits their purple. And that is a double kill for Greninja. Let's go. Greninja doesn't really get that much time to shine because he's a garbage figure. But I was super happy to get that right there. So we do get that double kill. Now the opponent is going to advance up with the Feebas. They're going to try and get the evolution, which they do. And I'm like, this is actually fine because I still have the air balloon. So the plan is to move the Greninja right here. The opponent's going to have to cover goal or they're going to lose, and then we can take the entry point the following turn. I'm talking 2 steps ahead. So we take the entry point. They Z move. Get rid of my Gengar. Now we're going to do the other play. So I figured, I was like, okay, we need to get the entry point somehow. I am rocking the air balloon, so we're going to go right above the goal. See if they see it. They see it. Now our gauge is up. Now we can Z move. Now we can get rid of this Milotic that was freshly evolved. Just please don't get the metal coat, and it does not. And the Magikarp is confused, but that doesn't really matter. So they're going to attack here. And we do get the KO, so we do get to see Gyarados, and they do have the Mega Gyarados as well. But what we're going to do is we're going to rush with the Mew. Just in case they do KO the Greninja, we can take the entry point the following turn. That's exactly what they do. They're going to DC, and I'm like, okay, it's okay. We're going to hit dodge, GG, boys. But we get a miss. We get a miss, but that's okay. We can take the entry point, like I said, with Mew. Oh, what? Oh, it was such a good ending. So what my opponent actually did there next, the following turn, they Z-moved their... No, they Mega'd. What are they? They Mega'd, and then I moved off the end, my goal, and then they Z-moved. And because they Z-moved, I'm like, okay, that I'm not too worried. Mew does have the large hypersonic. If we do get it, we survive. We survived it, and it confused my Mew, which was good. Because it confused Mew, if it hits hypersonic, it hits into the shuttle flip. So the opponent attacked again. I did hit the hypersonic, which shifted me into the shuttle flip, so then I was able to move 2 spaces and then take the goal the following turn. I wonder what happened there. I wonder why. That's kind of upsetting. I wonder if there's a bug going on right now in... No, that was just a Mega. We Mega Lucario. What? I don't know why it did that. That's interesting. All right, whatever. Let's jump into match number 2. All right, this next match, oof, super rushy deck. All right, wait until you see this. All right, so we are going up against Big Hoss, and they are rocking the double. Is this one level 1 as well? Ooh, level 2. Oof. What's this one? Wow. Goes to show that nobody uses these figures unless it's the gym. But they are rocking the double Entei 4 MP off the bench. The double Zoro. What's this one at? That one's level 5. I know that because that's what mine looks like. Yeah. And I believe this one is level 10. Yep, this one's level 10. And then the Gengar into the Mega Gengar and the Lampin that goes into the Chandelure. This thing, does it evolve? No, it doesn't evolve off Burn. Yeah, I think you're just better off rocking the Chandelure there. But anyway, let's see how this match goes. I'm going to... Okay, so let's actually stop and talk about this play. I forgot I can't. How am I supposed to stop? Did that work? No, it didn't work. Okay. So, look, since I went first, looking at my opponent's deck, they're going to have 2 Enteis coming off the bench, 4 MP. I knew I was going to rush. If I move my Gengar on this side, this is typically the side you always go on, is on the right side. If I were to move my Gengar here, they would move their Entei right here. And then I would have to move my Gengar here, and we'd be in a bad position. So what I decided to do was, okay, we're going to move Gengar here. That means if they come on this side, we can cover with the 3 MP. So they bring their Entei down here. We just cover with the MP over here. Then we can Mega right here. And then we're pretty good. Problem is, my opponent just straight up attacks me. And it was a good play. It threw me off guard. I totally thought they were going to come on this side. But threw me off, attacked me, and KO'd me. And I was like, oh, damn. Now we got to fight back. So now we're going to bring on Mew. Mew can hopefully survive. They're going to take the extra points. I'm going to take the goal. And know what we're going to do next is we're going to bring up our... Oh, no, we're going to max revive. We're going to max revive our Gengar. Opponent sees that, takes the entry point. Very good play there. So I'm going to move my Lucario. If he wants to take the entry point, we'll long throw, get him KO'd. Now we're going to move up. He moves up for some reason. I don't know why that play. That was a very interesting play. But we're going to move up so we can Mega and go like right here. But because of that, now they have to cover goal. And now we get a free KO on this Lampent. Very interesting play there. I don't know why they did that. But now they're going to DC. They're going to go after our Lucario. I'm like, I'm fine. I trust in Lucario. Let's go. Gets the fierce roar. He gets it. Okay, that's kind of upsetting. We kind of lost momentum there, but we're gonna long throw anyway. Put the curly right here, and we're gonna threaten the surround. I mean, I couldn't move my Lucario because I gained weight. Should have moved the curlier there, but yeah. So that was definitely a misplay on my end. And now we have to cover goal. My opponent is going to, because they've been attacking, they're going to straight into my Mew. I'm like, it's okay. Mew's going to hit that Hypersonic. Survive. Let's go. The only problem is our Kirlia is now confused. Oh, burned. I'm sorry. Burned. So now we're going to advance up. Opponent has no choice. They're going to have to max revive. They're going to have to max revive that Lampent. What am I doing? I DC here, and we're going to go after this. We're going to stop talking about this, actually. We go after this Entei, but I could have just DC'd and went after the Zoro. I mean, they do have Gold Block. Okay, so that's probably why I didn't do it, because they have Gold Block, so it wouldn't have really mattered. Yeah, okay, never mind. That was a good play. And no, that was the bad play. I didn't pull the evolution. I didn't pull the evolution because my plan was to use the air balloon and come over here and attack into the Zoro. And I was like, I'm not going to evolve because my Psycho... What is this thing called? Psycho Switch is a lot bigger than the warp hole on Gardevoir. But I totally forgot that when I do it, I have to switch my Mons instead of their Mons. So that was definitely a huge misplay. So I'm going to pull the air balloon, and we're going to move closer to that Zoro. Now we're going to Z move. We're going to get rid of this Entei. Let's go. Only problem is I am now burned. Now they're going to move their Lampent in. They're going to attack me, and I make another huge misplay right here. So we're actually going to stop and talk about this play. We get the roll, and I pull the switch. And what I saw here was, I was like, all right, we're going to switch, and we're going to use the Greninja, because I kind of want this episode to feature Greninja. We're going to attack into the Zoro. Zoro's not going to hit the cross counter. He's going to hit the gold, because he's the #1 gold. No, actually, only mine's the #1 gold attacker in the game, because I put all my EVs into the Sucker Punch. But anyway, I was like, okay, so if we do hit our Water Shuriken, this thing is going to hit purple, and we're going to get another double kill. That's what went through my mind. After I made that play, I was like, that was so stupid. All I had to do was switch my Gardevoir and my Gengar, and then I could have DC'd with my Gengar the following turn on this Zoro. But I just completely put myself out of position. So that was definitely a bad play on my end. I'm good with everything here. They can come at me with the Lampent. I'm fine with that. But we're going to DC here. We're going to try and get a KO. So the opponent is going to pull the switch. We do get the Warpole, and now we get to switch their Mons. So again, what I decided to do is move that Gengar there because we do plan on attacking with the Greninja the following turn to go for the double kill. We're setting up the double kills, man. So now it's time. We're going to Bright Powder. I'm like, let's go, Greninja. Let's get that Water Shuriken. Miss. Come on, Greninja. Like, you gotta do me like that? Like, why you gotta do me like that? So now we're gonna take the entry point. We're going to try and get another KO here. 2 misses in a row. Like, what's going on? What? Little salty there. We're gonna bring on Lucario. We'd still have the Mega. And we get a fortunate roll here. I would have preferred not. I would have actually preferred to not win that roll. Because they win that roll, we're going to stop and talk about this. We're going to Mega Lucario here, and we're going to take the entry point, and then we're going to attack into the Zoro, which was scary. Why is this not stopping? Gets the dodge. Stop. Okay. Because I got the KO there. The plan was to Mega Lucario and attack the Gengar. We KO the Gengar, then we can take the entry point the following turn, or threaten game with the against the Zoro. Like, this Zoro would have had to been defensive. They probably would have moved here. Then we would have covered gold. Then we've been pretty good. Then we can bring everything up. But because we won that roll, it forced me to take the entry point, so they couldn't bring on this Entei and a sketchy attack. But Zoro gets a dodge. When was the last time you saw Zoro hit a dodge? Anyway, let's continue on. So now they're advancing up with the Zoro, which was, I was like, okay, he's probably baiting me to come here because he has the max drive, but I was like, or not the max drive, but he has that. And he moves up the Zoro. I was like, dude, I was like, what are you doing, bro? Like, what? That don't make sense to me. But he does have the Mega Gengar, I believe, still. No, he doesn't. Oh, he does. So he's going to Gold Block here, and I make a big mistake. I take the entry point with my Fracture. I should have taken the entry point with my Lucario, and here's why. Opponent's going to attack with their Gengar, Mega Gengar. Fortunately, we hit a clutch dodge. This thing has the ability. It has the ability, the Fire Rush. Can MP move past burn Pokemon? This Pokemon on the bench gains +1. As you can see, I have this figure selected. It can come onto the bench. It can come on against my Fracture, who is burned, who does not have the Guillotine. My opponent? They don't see it. They didn't see it at all. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to Mega with my Gengar. That way it cancels out their Gengar because we're neutral. We both have one chain. And I attacked it because I didn't know. And then once I attacked, I was like, oh, it does have one chain. So my opponent's going to hurdle jump here. I don't know why. Just to protect, but I'm like, okay, we're just going to keep attacking with this Lucario because my opponent still doesn't see the fact that they can come on with the Entei. Both Enteis, for a matter of fact. And then he decides to forfeit because we were actually coming down to the time. I think he only had only under 10 seconds. So good game to Big Hoss, but know your figures. I mean, I need to know them as well because I made a huge mistake by not taking the correct entry point. But I'm sorry, that's the deck that I was running to try and help you guys. I hope that does some sort of help, and I hope that what I discussed in the beginning helps you guys as well. I can't wait to see you guys in the gym. Don't know if I'll be streaming it. What's tomorrow? Thursday, Friday, Saturday, maybe Saturday. I'm not sure. But we're gonna cut the video there. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, as always, peace.